know lemons may aid weight loss and reduce your risk of heart disease, kidney stone, digestive issues, and cancer. But taste really good, so you should eat them anyways. Hi, I'm Jorja Kerner, and my project is Food Innovations titled When Life Gives You Lemons, Make Bread. When starting off my project, I started with my planning process. I started off by addressing my concerns, which I wanted to see if I could create my own lemon bread and glaze by using my FCS culinary experience. My goal was to see if I could get a recipe offline and alter it to make it my own bread and glaze. After that, I asked my advisor, Mrs. Bogle, to see if I could use her culinary class to test my samples. For the lemon bread, I used butter, sugar, eggs, lemon zest, lemon juice, flour, baking powder, salt, and milk. And for the glaze, I used a citrus glaze. So I used powdered sugar, butter, orange zest, orange juice, and lemon juice. Then for the second trial, everyone said it was a little dry. So I decided to plastic wrap the night before, and something that I noticed was the bottom stuck to the pan. So instead of using cooking spray, I used flour and butter. And so you can see on my chart for the second time, my trial was way better. For pricing, I spent a total of $5.21 on the loaf and glaze, and I put a 40% markup on profit, so my consumer will pay $7.29 for a loaf of lemon bread. For both trials, I tested the 4th period culinary class and the 7th period culinary class. Because of hybrid, I only got to sample 17 students. For the first trial, all the students liked the flavor, but like I said before, they also were saying that it was dry. So I went home and I did some research, and I learned that lemon bread can dry up in about 30 minutes. After each time I cut into it, I plastic wrapped it after. And for the first trial, some of the students said that the glaze was a little too thick. So the second time, I just didn't add as much glaze on top of the lemon bread. The thing that I noticed that needed to be fixed is that some of the bottom stuck to the pan. So I did some more research and found out the butter and flour worked better than cooking spray. For the calories, it was 1,922 calories for the loaf and the glaze, but it was 287 calories per serving, which is a half a cup. There is 17.6 grams of fat, 10.7 grams of saturated fat, 81 milligrams of cholesterol, 167 milligrams of sodium, 31.1 grams of total carbohydrates, 0.5 grams of dietary fiber, 21.1 grams of total sugars, 3.2 grams of protein, 73% of vitamin D, 4% of calcium, 5% of iron, and 2% of potassium. That was all for the loaf and glaze. The safety and sanitation methods I used before I went into the kitchen is I put my hair up. As you can see in all the photos, my hair is up. When I got into the kitchen, I washed my hands immediately. As you can see in these two photos, I am washing my hands. After that, I made sure all my dishes were clean. After I touched something, I would go back over and wash my hands again. For my packaging for my lemon bread, I would wrap it in this brown paper thing, and my logo would be Kay's Bakery Lemon Bread. And on the back, it will have my nutrition label and all my ingredients. And it will have this ribbon. In conclusion, I have learned a lot about lemon bread, like it dries up in 30 minutes, and cooking spray isn't the best thing to use. If I were to do this again, I would make my trial samples larger so I could get a larger feedback pool. National Family and Consumer Science standards that relate to my project are 8.4 Primo Straight menu planning principles and techniques based on standardized recipes to meet customers' needs. 8.4.2 Apply menu planning principles to develop and modify menus. 8.4.7 Apply principles of measured portion control, constructions, food cost analysis and control, menu and menu pricing to menu planning. Fun fact, there is a National Lemon Day on March 29th. Thank you.